Well, hello there. My name is Kailynn, and this is my podcast called The Cast of Kailynn. I'm still figuring all this out. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm low-key the definition of late. It is currently July 19th, 2026. I planned to start this podcast in January of 2026. But then life happened. Bear with me, please. This is a work in progress. I'm learning as I go. Welcome to the very first episode of The Cast of Kailynn. I'm your host, Kailynn, of course, like I said earlier. And I'm very excited to finally be sitting down and doing this. I appreciate you tuning in and listening. And know that in coming episodes, it will not just be me talking. I'm gonna say right now, if there's random cuts that sound choppy, I'm sorry, because I'm still learning how to edit and stuff, and I'm very nervous to be filming this, because this is the very start, and I've put it off for so long, like I said before. But yeah, we got this, we chilling. So, the vibe of this is pretty simple. It's honestly everything. I have friends and family that have such different interests, and there's so many different things that I like personally that I was like, I love to talk. Why not share this with the world and share my opinions and share my thoughts? Down the line, you will see a bunch of people. Like the name suggests, it's the cast of Kailynn. It's a bunch of people from my life. We'll talk about whatever they want to talk about, a huge variety of topics. With that being said, I will say viewer discretion is advised because depending on topics, some people might not be comfortable hearing about certain topics. This episode is just me getting into it. I will also say there may be some profanity in the podcast. It will be limited. I'm just putting those disclaimers out there in the start so that the viewers are aware. My podcast is low-key about everything. It's just really random. Since it's just me filming by myself, I figured episode 1 would be an introduction. It would be basically you just listening to me ramble alone. That's basically what this is. I have some questions here, so we'll answer some of those. Something everybody knows about me is that I have a lot of pets. But my best friend, her name is Marley, and she's one of my dogs. She's actually behind me sleeping as we speak. But yeah, so Marley actually does have her own Instagram. The other dogs do not. But Marley's is Marley_Mochi. So MARLEE_MOCHI. Go follow. Alright, what are 3 random things that you were totally obsessed with right now? Ooh, okay. There's this cucumber salad I've been making lately, which is basically just cucumber, tomato, red onion. I put pepperoncinis and olives, and then you put olive oil, and then some like Italian seasoning, and it's so good. I love it. It's really refreshing too, but I've been really into that lately. I don't know if I can say 3. I should have thought about this beforehand. Oh well. Alright, I'm not doing 3 because I don't know what else to say right now. If I think of something later, I'll put it here probably. If your friends had to describe you in exactly 3 words, what do you think they would say? Let's ask them. If you had to describe me in 3 words, what would you say? This is from my podcast. I mean, could I answer this question myself? 100%, but my podcast is really me being real and honest, and I have no intention of lying at all on this. Some of them haven't responded yet, but we're just gonna go from what we have. Alright, we have cool, funny, loud, purple, short, iconic, caring, photogenic, loyal, kind, smart, lovely, the bikini section at Target, outgoing. One of my friends said, let me go look at the dictionary real quick, and proceeded to say, dependable, adventurous, and real. So I feel like those are pretty good ones. I know a lot of my other friends would probably say other things too, but most of them would probably agree with what was said. Okay, then, let's continue. What is a personal goal or something you are actively working on improving about yourself right now? I think I'm trying to get healthier and become happier. Because I will say, transitioning from high school to college last year was really rough. It was really hard to be away from home for the first first semester, honestly, really was just hard. Because I would just stay in my dorm and do puzzles all day first semester. That's one of the reasons I planned to start my podcast, because I was lonely. And the fact that it was the Cast of Kailynn wasn't a thing yet at the time. It was just going to be a podcast. And then I met this group of people, which keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I was like, I would love to show people in the world like who I have in my life and just how I'm so happy and what surrounds me that makes me a better person and makes me feel like I can be myself. That was really vulnerable. What is a hot take or controversial opinion you have that most people disagree with? I like country music. I've been to multiple country concerts. I love country music. I've actually been to multiple concerts in general, and I have a couple coming up too, but I love country music. No shame in that. What's coming next? Alright. I know that listening to just me talk for hours might get a little old. This will probably be my only solo episode for a while. Maybe here and there I'll do a solo episode if there's something that I want to talk about just myself. But the main goal is to have people from my life intertwined into my podcast. I'm talking about my friends, I'm talking about family, I'm talking about just people who I'm extremely grateful to have in my life. And to be honest, we're going to get into some deep stuff, some funny memories, and we're probably going to expose each other a little bit while not crossing any lines. I want this podcast to feel like you're sitting on the couch hanging out with us. I want you to be able to come home, turn this on, and be like, alright, what are they talking about today? That's the goal for the future. Hopefully I can get there. I will say, I have to figure out how to get rights to music for like an intro or something, because I don't know how to do that. But the song Hate It or Love It by 50 Cent, I would love to use, but obviously I'm not going to use that without the rights to it. I don't want to get sued. Let's get some background about me. I'm born and raised in Florida. I have currently 5 dogs and 2 cats. My parents are divorced. 2 of the dogs are at my mom's. The rest are at my dad's. I'm in college right now. I am going to be a sophomore in college at FIU in August. I don't know how I'm going to edit this. I hope this turns out well at the end. I really don't even know how long this is right now. I will say though, the fact that this podcast is a little all over the place is very fitting for me, because I can be very chaotic sometimes, but I always get things done. Like my friends said, I'm a very dependable person. I like to have fun, and I'm a little messy sometimes, but at the end of the day, a lot of people come to me when they need help with something, and that's something I take pride in. I low-key asked ChatGPT to help me with some questions because I ran out of some. Because I had some questions that I didn't want to answer. Whoopsie. Anyways, give them a quick snapshot of growing up. Were you always the talkative one? Yes, I was. Actually, here's something interesting about me. At FIU, I am a psychology major on a pre-law path. My goal in life is advocacy. I want to speak up, and I want to make sure that people feel heard and seen, and that nobody is silenced. So that's a huge thing about me. I'm always gonna speak up and share my opinion. If you ask my family what I was like growing up, they would tell you I never shut up. I was always the kid talking. That's very true. I was always talking. I still am always talking. So honestly, I don't think anybody was surprised when I told them that I was starting a podcast. I think they thought it was really cool, but nobody was surprised. I feel like a lot of people saw it coming. ChatGPT low-key gave me something that said the expectation versus reality of my life. Compare who I wish I was with who I actually am. That's actually really funny to me because I did say before that there were going to be times where this podcast got really deep and where I was vulnerable. So I will say right now that me, July of last year, to me, July of this year, are two entirely different people. I am so much closer to who I wish I was. I still have so much work to do, but I actually can look in the mirror and be like, wow, like, I really like myself. And I said this already, but it's partially to do with the people I'm surrounded with now. Like, they don't make me question whether I'm good enough, and they really don't make me question whether they care about me. And that's a huge thing for me. And that's part of the reason why I want to make sure that no one feels left out, because I know what it's like to feel left out, and that sucks. If my life story had a theme song, I don't even know. You know what I will say though? I'm a huge music person. I love music. I've been to so many concerts. I went to Alex Warren recently. And Alex Warren's You'll Be Alright Kid album has so much meaning for me. I cried as soon as he started playing it. I'm all over with music. I'm going to see Wu-Tang soon. I'm a huge 80s, 90s rap fan, which a lot of people don't expect from me, but that is something I love. I said before, I like country music a lot. I like pop music. I'm big into, like, now rap, too. I like everything, I'm not gonna lie. K-pop's the only thing I'm a little questionable about, but apart from that, I really will listen to anything. You ready for this title? The Adulting is a Scam segment. Whether you are dealing with bills, school, job, or trying to remember to drink enough water, talking about the struggle of being a functioning human is always a hit. You know what? Yeah. Fuck yeah. It is. Like, they tell you growing up, like, you don't want to be an adult, enjoy being a kid as much as you can. It's true. Adulting is hard. And I'm just starting. But adulting is really hard. And the job market right now sucks. It's really hard to get one. It's just so crazy how different life gets. And you know, it's cool with the stage of life that I'm in right now because I'm going out partying, I'm hanging out with my friends, I'm doing all these things. I'm in my college era. I'm still an adult. I still have a lot of, like, responsibilities. And that's kind of scary. I kind of feel like I get thrown in. Even though I was prepared by my parents, they didn't leave me there hanging, and they're still supporting me. It's scary, though. Like, being an adult, having to figure things out for yourself, it's terrifying. I could talk about myself all day, I'm not gonna lie. If you ask me questions, I could probably keep going. I like to talk. This is very evident. I'm making a podcast, so let's be for real here. Before I wrap this up, I do want to hear from you guys. Is there anything specific that you want me to talk about? Is there anybody who you want to see as a guest? I have a couple people already lined up. But drop a comment or shoot me a message if you have something specific or someone specific. Hey, if you want to come on, just hit me up and we'll see. Make sure you hit that follow and subscribe button so you don't miss episode 2. Because I already know who my first guest is, and you guys are not going to want to miss it. They are very excited, and they are urging me to get this episode out there so that we can start their episode. Thank you again for listening to the Cast of Kailynn. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye, y'all. Guys, I did it. I did the first episode finally. You have no idea how relieved I am about that. Now I have to edit this and then figure out how to upload it because I actually haven't learned how to do that yet. Whoopsie. But coming soon. Okay, goodbye for real this time, guys.